Hey, it's time for ReThink Evolved 3, which just came out. So there we are. Yeah, let's check them graphics. Decorative lights, lasers, force fields. Let's get started. Whoa. Abrupt start, okay. Let's see. BASD, spacebar, left shift. Where are we? There's this place. Alright, let's turn you down a little bit. Oop. Probably about good. Alright. So yeah, if you haven't been around here in the past, I already played ReThink 1, ReThink 2, ReThink Evolved 1, and ReThink Evolved 2. So, link in the playlist if you want to catch up on 4 entire games of previous content. The ReThink... The main distinct was that in ReThink you had like a budget of items you could use in the puzzle that had fixed locations, and in ReThink Evolved you could pick them up and do all these physics interactions and so on. So we seem to have driven in on a subway car this time? Monorail, a tram, something? That's different. Don't know exactly where this is going to fit into the canon. Not exactly the primary thing I focus on anyway, though. Oh. Press buttons and use objects. E. Okay. Teleport. That's probably safe. Yeah, there we go. Nice, safe teleportation. Definitely no teleporter problem where, like, I have been excruciatingly torn apart particle by particle while a replacement clone of myself is reconstructed in a different room with no continuity of consciousness. None of that, probably. What's this pop-up? Left and right is pick up and drop cubes. I do need to pay attention to this stuff because it's been long enough that I won't necessarily fully remember. Alright, A1. None of any of the types of cubes are in this one, but we have one pyramid thing. 2 diamonds, nothing else. So this is changing again. Puzzle. History. Click. Oh. The beginning. In the year 2279, it got public that the government had sold its correctional institutions to a private investor. This was done due to ever-increasing costs to run these facilities that were originally built to incarcerate felons convicted and sentenced to more than years. That's phrased strangely, isn't it? The inventor... To more than years. I guess you just mean like above like the very concept of being sentenced for any number of years or something. The investor bought these facilities in 2245 after the government failed for 7 years to operate them in a way that would be financially self-sustaining. In the years 2247 to 2249, the facilities were modernized and research and rehabilitation centers were constructed. The public was told that these were needed to prevent physical and mental degradation of the inmates. Let's do a puzzle. I think we can go back and forth a bit. I think those documents might be available in all those panels, actually. Welcome, thank you for participating as a player in our newly created escape games. If you wish to learn more about the place and its past, feel free to check the history section of the info signs located in each room. If you should catch up to the other people, you are allowed to proceed together. You do not need to wait for them to finish an area before entering it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Wait, what? There's gonna be other people? That'll change things up a bit. If other people are wandering around and I can do puzzles with them. Huh. You would think you would have to wait for other people to finish because then they could just solve the puzzle for you, but... Of course, I'm in a video game, so those people are AI companions, like in that part of Talos Principle and stuff. Oop. Whoa. I guess I right-clicked to throw. But I threw it in a way that I think it landed directly in the spot I needed to go into. It used to be E, didn't it? Not right-click. I could be wrong. There you go. So you drop it in. So that's a power crystal, I guess, that powers these dudes up. So now we got 2 out of 2. Look at us. And here's a binary heal. No. Quaternary helix. Only a binary helix when there's two. Quaternary might not be the correct thing to call it. I don't know. Is this two? Yeah. So we can do these non-linearly, huh? There's like 4 puzzles, I think. 3, 4, and then we move on. So I'm allowed to just kind of casually hang out and do them, as opposed to having a linear sequence. I'll probably still do them in the linear fashion, though. Reset button. Let's see here. The investigations. For many years, no one asked questions. No one cared. The government saved a lot of money and only had to pay for a monthly fee per inmate. And society did not care about inmates anyway, as long as they kept out of their sight. That's rough. That's basically true. Yes, that's the prison industrial complex. At some point, the government got aware of the fact that these facilities were taking in more inmates than they reasonably could deal with and started to ask questions. When they did not get any answers, they decided to send investigators to get the information they searched for. The investigations showed that many inmates that the government still was paying for were not in the facilities anymore. They just existed as numbers. I don't know if that's a spot I want to use. Click. Da-da-da-da. Yep. These are pretty brief. On to 3. Basic stuff. Achievement unlocked. Even the game's talking about this being basic. The truth. Reality was that the non-existent inmates actually were not existing anymore due to a variety of experiments they had to go through. That's some phrasing right there. The results of these experiments were sold to other companies for purposes still unknown today. Uncowned today. Some of these experiments were relatively harmless and only required the inmates to solve a variety of puzzles, including cubes and lasers. Inmates had been talked into taking part in all these experiments by offering them their freedom as a reward. Freedom is capitalized for some reason, so are cubes and lasers. At the end of testing, the inmates were either sent to another test with the same premise, or killed and got their organs harvested and sold on the black market. Okay, so like I'm gonna say real quick, I saw on the Steam page there's a review from somebody that's a positive review from somebody who says that they were a playtester. So you, Mr. Playtester, did you not read the text and report the grammatical errors when you were playtesting? Or was the story not in the game that people were playtesting, I wonder? I don't usually lean too heavy on, well, I kind of do, but I don't necessarily try to lean too heavy on the writing and grammar, especially since that's definitely not why I'm here. It's not why I'm playing the game, but boy, those are very frequent grammatical errors. Like every single paragraph has something going on with it, basically. From minor things of stuff being kind of phrased strangely to just like straight up like using the wrong word or having just various misspellings and stuff. I don't know if the creator primarily speaks English or not, so I don't want to go too heavy on that, but the playtesters should have caught it, I would figure. I've seen a review from at least one of them that definitely exists. There we go. Why is that one there? Just to throw me off? There we go. A4. The aftermath. The government used force to regain control over the facilities sold decades ago while facing massive backlash from the public as the story got leaked. Over the next years, until 2282, all the facilities were closed and the leftover inmates were brought to newly built prisons, and the ones with only a short time of their sentence left had been set free. The people involved, and knowing of things that happened, The people involved in knowing of things that are now serving lifelong sentences, but the actors behind all that of this were never uncovered. The people who were involved and knew about the things that happened are now serving lifelong sentences. Is closer to how you'd want to phrase that. Some of the now closed facilities have been turned into interactive museums based on the tasks inmates were given. The rich backstory. Hey, Floaty Cube. How you doing? It's dead. Oh, it hitched for a second. Hey. Oof. There we go. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Particles. Alright, well that's a problem for me if I ever want to use this thing. Hit. I can't throw it that high. I was gonna throw it through the rafters to see if it would bounce over. Sidewalls are all covered. There must be a way to disable it. I don't know what these mean. Oops. Does that disable the bear? Yep. Whoop. I wonder if this level of tutorialization is fully necessary when it's the 3rd or 5th game, depending on how you count it. Maybe. Boop. I'm out. We're elsewhere. We're off to B zone, where things are green. Is there a number? Oh, this is closed. Oh, maybe I did have to do them in order. Did hear the door opening sound. Here's B1. Old concept meets new idea. As the popularity of aforementioned museums increased, companies began to copy the basic concept to bring it back as a modern form of escape game. Over the years, many different versions of the same concept were introduced around the world, some more successful than others, but in general liked by the public. This is one of those places, out of many we own and operate around the world. Wait, what? Wait, why would any of this history be explained? No one would do that. No one would ever do that. I thought that we were a museum, because a previous game was a museum based on the inmate prisons from the previous games. And so it's like, this is a museum. Look at this. Look at these puzzle chambers. Look at, and here, now read about the atrocities the humans faced that were trapped in these places. But this is an unrelated entertainment company that's just like having a fun entertainment time, like just trying to turn a profit. Like old German companies aren't like, and we once had connection to the Nazis. Here's our pamphlet about how the Nazis once, like, you know, were our patrons and stuff like that. Like, nobody wants to actively advertise the negative past that the company has. That's not how, that doesn't jive with capitalism very well. That's not what people want at all. If this isn't a museum, then why would they be like, and here's the death games. These used to be death games where prisoners were tortured. Yay! I don't know. That sounds like not how that would go. Anyway, now the story's over, probably, so we can stop talking about that for the rest of the playthrough. Yeah, you're gonna be a problem, ain't ya? Okay, so I think what they're teaching me here is that I can probably take these out. Whoop, physics is making some interactions happen. Not as easy to put in as you would think, or hope. There we go. They're teaching me that I can change the power crystals out, which leads to, so let's see, so I need to always orient myself with the XY axis, like with the grid, so that when I place it, it'll fall into place. There we go. Yeah, they're teaching me that I can swap the crystals out to change which laser puts out which color. 2 out of 2. Alright, now we'll go to 2. Alright, so green. You're shooting at a green. I like the floaty things. It might be ideal if this floating technology was applied to the crystals. Like you just had to walk over and put them in the float field and be like, "Badoof," and then they'd float, and then that would power it. Because then you wouldn't have to like deal with this problem. Oh, it worked that time. Ah, prove me wrong immediately by just not doing the thing that happens over and over so far. All right. It's just here to call my bluff, apparently. You all saw it. You were there. We were all there. We all know what happened a moment ago when it was definitely not going in every time. Boop. I think that kind of physics interaction is why they went so heavy on having it be a doofy, like, big ol' companion cube goes on the big ol' red button in a Portal, just because you wouldn't have to finick with the physics. They created an input system that was within the acceptable error of the physics system that they knew they had. Can I go into either of these? Nope, there is a closed door. I just couldn't see it very well in the first world because they're glass doors. And I was doing them in the right order, in the normal order anyway. I assume we're done with the story, because it'll... yeah. Decent idea to have it here, because you never know when the player's going to finally notice the history tab. So it's a decent idea to have it in every single panel, instead of just one panel you find in the environment once, because they might just walk right past it. It's a big facility. Alright, so we have 2 splitters... and 1 blue power crystal. And nowhere to put it besides the one place I saw at first. I would love it if I could just throw them at it and they would pop in. That'd be really satisfying. Whoa. Why did it make the "you did it" sound? Ta-da! That's 2 out of 4. One, 2. That's gonna be a bit of a problem as it turns out. Yeah, let's try to get both of these guys instead. If I can, I can. Ta-da! I don't know why I don't know why me throwing the crystal made the door open sound. That was weird. The 2 emitters here. Got me a green crystal, but only 1 this time. 1 green, 2 greens. So I have 3, 4. 1 emitter, 1 splitter, 1 crystal. Oh, there it is. Okay. That's what I need to do next. We need to actually finish getting all the puzzle pieces. Whoop! Never. It'll never work out like that. But I can dream, damn it. I think I did. I think the first time I ever threw one, I think it did actually lock into a spot, which is why I'm constantly chasing that dragon now. Come here. Alright, so... it is 1 out of 4, so that does need to stay lit. But I can potentially use a different source. In fact, I would pretty much assume that I should use a different source because they gave me the option. It's probably a great idea. Do I even need the splitter? I don't think I do. I think the split isn't necessary, because I can just do this. So that other beam just goes into nowhere. Yeah, we did it. Got it. C. Badoop. There's D. Ooh, is this one bigger? It's orange. Oh, it's physically bigger. These are much larger test chambers. And these two are C4 and C3. They're closed. C1. 3 linears, 1 splitter. 3 goals. Okay, green and blue. Ah, yep, we're making purple. I see 2 receptacles. Ah, 3. So one of them's red, 2 of them are purple. So I'm trying to merge the 2. I'm probably going to start with the splitter. 3 linear, 1 splitter, 2 power crystals. Yep. Probably start with this. So one of them can go into that, because that's a red and it's in a corner. It's going to be hard to We'll see how this goes. But yeah, since it's in the corner, generally speaking, you can't do anything about saving that light. It's going to quote-unquote die in that cube because it hits a wall. Usually can't do anything to fix that. Hit. We have 2 out of 3. I need that one. Good luck, right? And we cannot get a clean line of sight on both of them. What I can probably do... Yeah. Where's the blue beam? It goes through here. There we go. There's my chance to... Oops. Combine green and blue and red. Come on. Oop, not quite. There's our purple. Gotta combine them earlier in the sequence. Game still lacks a celebratory sound. You kind of have to double check that whether or not you've confirmed that you have to confirm that the puzzle's been finished, because there's no ding or anything that tells you the sound is that the puzzle's done. Hello, orange building in the distance. So these are the buildings I'm teleporting between, huh? All in the distance. Really, any sound would be good. The closest thing you have to a confirmation is that the next door to the next puzzle will open, but the previous games had an issue where it was very hard to ever hear that because you had to be near it and the puzzle chambers just kept getting bigger. This one has the issue that the doors are extra spaced out, it seems, because you have a central hub and you solve the puzzle in the middle of the level, and then instead of the exit to the next puzzle being near the thing you were interacting with like it often was in the previous games, it's now down the hallway and around the corner, so you definitely never hear the doors open now. So there's just... We're actually making negative progress towards hearing a sound that confirms that you've beat the puzzle. Let's review the requirements here. We have 2 diamonds to fill. 2 linears, 1 split, 3 crystal sources. So that one is purple and that one is white. So all of them need to get here, 2 of them need to get to the other place. Two of the emitters are there. One is over here. You shoot directly into that. So I should probably make that one red or green. Yeah. This is a shortcut towards getting that done. There we go. Then I can have you point over here. We'll see how it turns out overall. But you're not involved in the purple, so having you be over here probably makes the most sense. Blue. I just need to shoot 2 of the things. There we go. That should be it. So I think I just finished it. So this is a good example of like the lack of feedback. I believe that's me winning. But I have to go like check. There it is. I'm probably coming off across as more negative than necessary in this first episode. Things will change though. We'll be doing more interesting puzzles in later episodes, and there won't be a hint of story. Okay. It's getting a little bright in here, isn't it? I do like that there's these settings. That's way too much contrast. There we go. I do like being able to turn down the brightness because of how bright the outdoor stuff is. We've got 2 linear, 2 splits. This thing needs yellow, so it already has red. We need to add green. Green laser. Shooting into another yellow. We could switch them, but so far it's symmetrical, so I don't have a lot of reason to want to. And that's... Oh, I was just thinking about why is there a pad there, but I'm thinking I might know why. Is it because I can do this? Yeah. That's why there's extra pads. I didn't know what those were at first. I was trying to think I was trying to open them like they were buttons or something, like try to interact with them. But they're the spawn points like these ones are, so they exist even for stuff that's already placed in the puzzle, because if it's destroyed it needs a place to spawn. I think that they more or less change the spawn system in every game, don't they? That's been a roller coaster. Okay, so we have the 2 sources. It's just... Oh, there's 3 receptacles. Because it's... around these 3 sides, yeah. So one would kind of hope to join the 2 together. That's one chance to combine those. But how am I going to turn this around into me solving the back one? I also can't do that on the other side. Unless maybe I can do this. Infinite feedback. Infinite feedback. 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 What happens if I just nudge my way into here? Is it that I win the puzzle? No. Because you still need a green. Yellow. 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 I definitely made a mess of things, but it worked. So I don't need to question it.